Hello friends! Thank you for coming back for another video. This week we're going to be talking all about morning time. Morning time is, in my opinion, the best time in our homeschool. It is the time where all four of us are gathered around our table talking about things that we just love. It's not heavily academic, although we are learning a lot, but it's all of the beautiful, good subjects that maybe would get glossed over if we didn't make a point to study them. So before I get carried away, this video is part of the Homeschool Show and Tell hosted by Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted and Rest. And I will link the playlist below that will have dozens of videos attached to it on the same topic. We do get together once a month and all do videos on the same subject, and that is all planned out and executed by the lovely ladies Jessica and Abby. So go ahead and make sure you check out their channels and all the other moms on the playlist below. All right, so housekeeping is over. Oh, I probably should also mention, if you are new, if you have found me via this playlist, my name is Leah. I am, I think, on year 7 of homeschool. I homeschool 3 daughters, 5th grade, 4th grade, and 2nd grade this year. We started with a charter school all the way from the beginning. We homeschool with a charter, the beginning being TK. So lots of years under our belt. All right, so let's talk about morning time. Like I said, I love morning time. It is speaking truth, beauty, and goodness into our lives. And every day we start with a devotion. We are Christians in our house. Not everybody starts with a devotion if they are not. But we are doing this Simple Autumn Guide by Brighter Day Press. And I have made a whole video about this. Actually, I posted it last week. So I will link that above and in the description box so that you can make sure to check this out. This is a super fun guide, especially if you have younger children. My older two don't want to do some of the activities in here, and that's okay. We don't worry about that, but it includes a devotional that Whitney from Brighter Day Press has written herself, a memory verse, a picture book that is a fall picture book, and then an activity or recipe or craft to do. So we have been really enjoying that. We have only done a couple of the days, or maybe 3 of the days so far. But I have done several of her other guides in the past, and we have loved every single one of them. What do we do next? Next up, oh, I didn't bring anything over here that represented this, but we use our Spanish app. So I subscribe to Talkbox.mom, and we do our foreign language through this subscription service. And during our morning time, we make use of her app. This is a homeschool mom turned entrepreneur, and I love that. Also, this Brighter Day Press guide is like that as well. It's a homeschool mom that puts this out. So we are doing Spanish. So we have several boxes. We're a little, like, quote unquote behind, but we're really just taking it at our own pace. So we use our app. So we're in the second challenge, and there are the list of words that, or phrases that we are trying to learn right now. So the ones that have the heart are the ones we're working on currently. And as you can see, we have a lot still to learn, even just on this list, but it's not overwhelming because we're learning it as we go. But we're just learning it in little small chunks and then going and practicing it. The thing I like about this is that it's very practical as far as the phrases. So you're not learning things that you wouldn't use. You can skip parts if you don't want to use them. So it's very easy to do and very easy to go at your own pace. The subscription, you can do 1 month, you get a box every month. You can do a 2-month one where you get a box every other month, or you could do a 3-month subscription. Right now we are paused because we have a collection of boxes that we haven't gotten our way through yet. So I will definitely be unpausing it as we get a little closer to finishing the ones that we've gone through. But I love this program, and I love also Adelaide, who is the founder and president of the company too. I mean, I talk to her every time we go to a homeschool convention, and she is so fun. So if nothing else, go follow Talkbox.mom on Instagram. You will, she's a hoot, so you'll definitely be entertained by her. Okay, so then after that, these are the things that we do every day. There are things that we don't do every day as well, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But the next thing that I do every single day with my kids is this musical multiplication. So it's broken up into 4 sets. So here's set A. These are by The Good and the Beautiful, and you can get them just as a download, or you can get them as a download with these little books. And we really love the books because it shows the picture that goes with each of these things. And each of these multiplication tables comes with its own song. So every single page has its own song, and the kids can kind of follow along in these little books with the pictures, and it kind of gives them a little bit of a visual aid to go with each of the multiplication tables. So we have really enjoyed doing this. We sing the songs all together, and then I do notice as my kids are doing math later in the day that they're often singing the songs as they're doing their math. So it is working. 8 times 8.
8 times 8 is 64. 64 stickers on the door.
So the next thing that we do is read aloud. So here are the read alouds that we're currently doing. We are actually finished this today, so I've got to figure out what we're going to do next. We just did this biography, Heroes of History, Laura Ingalls Wilder, A Storybook Life. This is by Youth with a Mission Publishing, so YWAM. And you guys, we got to the last few pages of this book today, and all 4 of us were sitting around this table crying our eyes out because it's a biography, so it goes from her early life all the way to the time that she dies, and we were so sad when she died. So I'm sorry for the spoiler, but it's a biography, so I feel like probably it's okay. Anyway, I have heard, this is the first one that I've read out loud to my kids, but I've heard that all of these stories are so well told. They have missionary stories, they have Heroes of History, and then there's one, these are all family friendly, okay to read with even your littlest listeners, and then they do have some that are more geared towards teens, but all the ones that look like this are safe for everyone. And then we are doing we're doing an oceanography study right now in science. So we are reading A Whale of the Wild for our science read aloud. And I don't know yet if I recommend this. There's nothing wrong with it, it just moves kind of slowly. So for me, I think my kids are really enjoying it, but for me it's a little bit, I don't want to say boring, but it's not boring, it just moves really slowly. But it does have illustrations every other page or so, and it is told from the whale's perspective. So I think that pretty soon we're gonna come up to some action, because I think it's supposed to be action-packed, adventure-y. So we'll see if we get there.
While I'm doing all the reading aloud, the kids have some activity boxes that they could pull out and do things. This is sewing, but they also have Play-Doh and stickers and some magic paint. After that, we do some subjects that we kind of rotate through based on the day of the week.
On Mondays, the extra thing that we do is we write a letter. So my kids each have a pen pal, and they write to their pen pal, or they'll write, Beth just had a birthday, so she's writing thank you notes, and things like that. So if somebody has a birthday, we will do a birthday card. If somebody is sick, we'll write a get well soon card, things like that. And we use real stamps, real envelopes. They're not emails. I want my kids to know how to correspond with people with snail mail. So then the other things that we do are music and art. So one day we do, so like today is Tuesday, and we did music today. Our science is, we're using Harbor and Sprout in science, and they are actually an all-inclusive unit study. So they do all of like language arts and math and history, things like that. Everything that you might want in a curriculum, you can probably get from Harbor and Sprout. The only thing is that I feel like the language arts and the math are not enough for my kids. So we are only currently using them for science, and that was what I intended to do because I wanted a unit study where I could do science with all three of my kids together. So we're using them for science. I do also have a flip through video of that I will link below for you guys if you want to check them out. I even have a discount code, so I'll put that in the description box below. But we did find when I was looking through, it's a printable curriculum. So when I was printing everything that I wanted to use last month, I noticed that they had the music and the art, and I used the music because it was last month we had done paleontology, and they used John Williams as the composer. Well, my kids, I have one that loves Star Wars so much, and John Williams wrote the music for Star Wars. He also wrote the music for Harry Potter, which I didn't realize. And the reason that he's the composer for that unit is because he did the music for Jurassic Park, which my kids haven't seen. It's way too scary, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, obviously he composed tons and tons of music, but we did the music unit in that study last month, and we loved it so much. So we are doing it again this month. Today we talked about whale song, which is cool because we're reading The Whale in the Wild, and then talked about the clicking sound that whales make, and then that led to Morse code. So the kids made like little notes to each other using Morse code, and the kids had to decode it. So that was really fun. And then we talked about sound waves. So that was all in one music lesson for this week. So there's one per week. And I'm excited to see what next week is going to be. So along that same line, they have an art unit as well. Last month we didn't do that. We studied Van Gogh, and I don't even know who the artist that we would have studied for dinosaurs would have been. But this month, it's really awesome. So we are studying, what is his name? It's hard to pronounce, guys. I'm not even gonna try. Well, maybe I will. Katsushika Hakusai from Japan. And he did the wave painting, that famous wave painting. So we're gonna be learning about him. I have a couple of picture books that we're gonna be reading about him, and then there are like so many art projects. We're not even doing, he's the only one we're gonna do this month because in the week 1 of this art study about him, there were 4 projects. So we're gonna do 1 project per week. And just have some really good time with art. But along those same lines, I picked up this famous artist and history book. He is not in this one, but he is in this one from Usborne, this art treasury. And guys, I love this book. We used it for Van Gogh last month and did this. It has like a techniques section. So it talks about a famous painting by an artist. So this one's obviously Van Gogh. It's Starry Night. So it has some information about the artist, which it does talk about Van Gogh's ending. In case there are little kids listening, I don't want to talk about it, but if you don't know, go look it up. Anyway, and then it talks about how you can make a painting similar to Van Gogh. So he did a lot of swirls. There was a lot of texture. So for instance, you can add white glue to your acrylic paints and use a plastic fork or the end of your paintbrush to help make the textures. And it so happened that the very next person that we would have studied anyway was the same one that the Harbor and Sprout curriculum suggested. So we are going to be learning about that for art. And then it keeps going, right? So we do the Mail Monday, Tuesday is music, Wednesday is art, and then Thursday we have journals. And I forgot to bring them over here. I will insert a video of one of my kids' journals later because I think that they took them back to our schoolroom. But anyway, we have a little photo printer and we love it. It's a Canon Ivy, just for reference. I'll link it below. We love that printer. It is Bluetooth connected to my phone. The kids go through, they look for a picture from the week because you know I'm taking a ton of pictures. But the kids like to print out a picture and then they'll write a paragraph about the picture and obviously like put in the date and things like that. So that's really fun. Then we have snack time. Snack time is everyone's favorite time. Snack time is everyone's favorite time. And then after snack time, usually it's like apples and peanut butter, or we have celery and carrots with like dips and things like that. It's usually something that's like pretty easy to throw together and put on a plate. And then while everybody is still together, we end our time with either history or science. So that's our other read aloud in here is Island of the Blue Dolphins, which we're doing for history. We're studying California history this year with Beautiful Feet books. I love it, by the way. And then for science, we're doing our Harbor and Sprout unit study, which, look at how cute it is, you guys. It's so cute and so beautiful. We do every once in a while throw in a game. So for instance, this month we have a Professor Noggin game about life in the ocean. We have an Usborne matching game about under the sea. We haven't even opened this one. This is Reef, and I don't even know how to play it yet, but this looks really cool. And gold standard ocean bingo. So that is what we do for morning basket. It does take us about 90 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what we're doing for the day. If the kids are doing an art project, it usually takes that full 2 hours. If we're not doing an art project, then we can usually get it done in about 90 minutes. And that's when we, you know, like we would have snack on days that it doesn't take us the full 2 hours. We start at 9, and if we end at 10:30, then we have snacks, then do whatever comes next for a little while, and then have lunch. But if we're ending right at 11, then I just have them go get lunch. But anyway, so that is what we do for morning time. I would love to know in the comments, are you somebody who does morning time? Are you just kind of filling it out? We have only actually been doing morning basket for probably 18 months. Like we did it all school year, and we did it the summer before that. And that's as long as we have been doing it, but it is literally my favorite time. So I hope that this inspires you. You do not have to make it into this much of a production. We just have learned what things we like to talk about and what things are fun for the kids and what things are kind of setting the tone for our school day and making it into something enjoyable for the kids. The rest of their schoolwork really only takes, for Charlotte, my second grader, it only really takes her like maybe another additional 90 minutes during the day. My bigger kids, it might take a couple of hours to finish. Usually we're all done by 2:30, even with this amount of things that are, kind of, I guess, like academically unnecessary in a way, but we just hang on to these things because these are the things that kind of set the tone for our school day and kind of set our minds on things above and on those good, true, beautiful things. So I would not trade any of this for the extra time that we could be doing, whatever we would like to be doing. So anyway, like I said, I hope that is helpful or inspiring to you. If you are new, we would love for you to subscribe to the channel. We would love for all of you to hit the like button. It really is like a free way you can help our channel out. And hopefully I will see you in my next video. Okay guys, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I have just a very short little story for you. Today, my oldest daughter and I were talking about rounding. I am not sure why this is like the concept that we go round and round about. That's kind of funny. We go round and round about rounding. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the girl is like a genius at fractions, but rounding is the one thing that is like the rough thing. But she did great about it today. So I told her, we had, like gone through the whole rounding lesson about like how if the number is under 4, you round down, and if it's 5 or over, you round up. So at the end of the lesson, I was like, Beth, you did such a great job. Give me 5. And she did. And then being the corny person, I think that you can all follow me on this. You know what I'm going to say. I said, actually, let's round up and give me 10. Yeah, I went there. Anyway. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you next time.